5 AM. Why do we do it to ourselves? Fuzzy Germans. Oh yeah, that's why. He's got this asshole tailgate here, look.
Just fucking going for it, sounding crazy.
I'll throw it in.
I'll just squat.
Hey, this is my E46.
I just get naked.
Yeah, you're fucking
right, mate.
This is my Cardiac School V8 and sometimes it goes really fast.
Hi guys.
My name's Reese.
Hi guys, my name is D-Swap. Today we're going to hear a Castle Cube.
Oh no, there's more one you see.
Hello guys, we've got a swap V8. Welcome to the video. Ah! He's gonna do that every time I try and speak.
They need to know.
Need to know. They
need to know.
They don't know.
They need to know the word of God.
Right, today guys, we're going drifting. Nathan is taking me drifting.
Hey babe.
We're what is it? It's German
Performance Day.
German Performance Day at
Or-
Castle Combe.
Or some people call it Germ Fest.
Germfest.
Germfest, if you
As it's
will.
affectionately known. Germfest. Fuzzy Germans.
Because die Luftwaffe, ja?
Hoodie. 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 Mikey. So wouldn't be a Build It TV video without coming to the unit where this car was built. And here it is in its natural habitat. This is where it lives. So we'll start with the bit that is
Subtle.
the sole difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean that doesn't come standard on a 318?
No, it's I call it a 318 IS because the S is
The IS LS. LS 400.
yeah 318 I supercharged. But yeah.
So the car was a base 318,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you stripped it right down,
Yeah, bare shell.
bare shell.
On a pallet basically. Painted underneath every inch basically, inside, outside, all of it.
Nice. And then the standard subframe.
Standard front subframe, standard front rack, original rack come with the car. Modified steering column, and then engine mounts were made to fit the sump, aftermarket sump, big wing baffled thing.
Right.
Um,
So ups the capacity of it and
12 litres.
clears the 12 litres.
12 litres. Wow. All in total. So oil changes are expensive.
Nice. And for those who don't know, this engine is,
1UZ,
which came in,
LS400 and Soras.
Yeah.
Some weird Toyota things.
cool, Japanese engine.
They also put them in planes with 2 turbos strapped to them.
Nice. Aeroplane engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
something strapped to the top of it.
Yeah. 2014 Range Rover Supercharger.
So German car, Japanese engine, sort of British,
Yeah,
stroke Indian.
Ford, actually. I think it was owned by Ford at that point because it comes with a FOMO Co sticker on the top.
Right, okay.
So call it whatever you want. But
Nice. So a real hodgepodge of it.
yeah.
And
Inlet manifolds from Australia.
so this is a billet part here,
Yeah.
or is that part of the
this
of the charger?
This is cast aluminium, and then
Yeah.
just a piece of 10mm aluminium that sits on top, the bolts down, and
Right.
just cut it. You can cut it to whatever bolt pattern of the charger you want. They have some on file, but when I started this, they supplied me a blank one because they'd never seen that charger before. They didn't get them in Australia, that's the problem. So I had to drill the holes myself. I think I got Lee at Barham to do it for me
Yeah.
to make sure it was in line.
So obviously the belt put system is all effectively custom. Well, everything from there below is standard, right?
Yeah, this is actually the standard belt as well.
Off of that engine would have come with standard.
Yeah, so normally it would have air conditioning and it's that standard belt length.
Oh, right, so it would have come like here.
Yeah, it goes down there and stuff, but it's a standard belt length, so
Nice.
it's absolutely no longer.
And front mount oil cooler. Some
Power
nice
steering cooler, big radiator.
power steering cooler, always good for a drift car. Radiator, upgraded coil packs.
Yeah.
And it's got engine management as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think G4 Plus, I think.
Yeah.
And then I had a loom made by 777 Developments. And that's probably the best money I've ever spent on the car, is having it converted to coil packs and proper engine management. Because it never misfires now. It used to be a bag of shit where it would never run on all 8.
Yeah.
Now it never doesn't. And yeah, it's worth every penny, that one, I think.
And fly-by-wire on the throttle as well.
Yep.
So all run through the link.
Everything, yeah. Just starts like a normal car. Fans wired in, everything. Just sits there and waits.
And manifolds, custom?
Custom, yeah, they were done by Duxfab in Newton Abbot.
Right, yeah.
Works as Swallows Racing now. And they are an absolute work of art, and I had to hide them away.
I say it's a shame to cover them up because I know what those wheels will be like underneath. They'll be
Absolutely
spot on.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, full system, front to back. And sounds lovely.
So that spaces it out as well.
Yeah, so that's the
Yeah,
adapter.
with a ZF box. Like
Yeah, Zeta. So you go straight from the V8 to a normal BMW gearbox.
Nice.
Supports the input shaft. Fits like factory.
All creature comforts removed and replaced with bucket seats and fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
We've got
So first time I used it, split power steering line and it caught fire. So we went a bit mad and put more fire extinguishers in it. There was a point where it had 4, but it did start getting in the way. So now we've got just 2.
yeah.
Plumbed in and handheld. And that's pretty much all you ever should need.
Yeah, definitely. As long as the plumbing's pointing in the right place, then
Yeah, so that's the thing,
good.
is people need to remember that it's suppression, not extinguishers.
Yeah.
It just buys you time to get out.
Yeah.
They'll never put a fuel fire out ever. So that's where people get confused.
That's a good point. I did say extinguisher.
Yeah.
The cage is a pretty elaborate cage in here.
Yeah,
Bit of a
it's,
jungle gym.
Yeah, it's done by Hermfab a few years ago now. I can't remember how many, but and then it's in the light blue off of the M badge, which is, I believe, California blue.
All right, yeah.
That's where I picked that colour from. And
Nice.
then, yeah, it's just quite nice.
And we've got direct mounted shifter.
Yeah, I think it's DLR. That's money well spent as well. Spent too much on the gear stick, so nice cheap Driftworks Hydro.
Nice. Do you know what? The thing is the cylinder. Yeah,
Yeah.
like this bit could be anything as long as you don't
Yeah,
bend it
it
in
could
half.
be, and also it matters where you put it, because I pull that directly to me and it's never failed me ever.
Yeah.
So when people put them over here,
And you're putting it sideways.
And you pull it sideways and you're reaching for it.
Makes sense.
And you can't put a maximum effort in it because you've got your foot on your clutch, but then you're pulling diagonally and it doesn't work. Whereas when I pull this, it gets every ounce of strength.
It all goes that way.
Yeah, it all goes backwards and it works every time. Even, you know, on a 255 sticky, it will lock them up.
The bonuses of using the Link is you've got Link's digital dash.
Nice fancy dash. Tells you everything you need to see, and it's also pretty visible. So everything's really
nice and clear.
Nice and clear, and then obviously it's got all the warning messages that you can have.
Effectively, that saves you from having 9 gauges. Maybe
gauges.
more because it's got a rev as well.
Yeah, rev, gear indicator, speedo, all of it.
So safety stuff, we talked about the extinguisher. The other's the power cut-off, which you need if you're going to be drifting on track.
Yeah.
So links to the outside one there, and it's about upgraded fuel pump.
Yeah.
Standard BMW tank and everything.
Standard BMW tank for now. I do need to get a swell pot, but it's just a drop-in Cytec 450 something like that.
Right. Yeah.
I can't remember. It's been so long ago.
How long has it taken you to build this car altogether? When did you first start?
I think I've had the car 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 4, but it has taken such a long time.
And did it have a different setup before? Like, or was the weekend the first time driving it properly?
It's been, I think this is version 3 of it. It's been NA, and then it got caged, and then it got supercharged, and then it got put on the Link.
Right.
And to be honest, I should have just done it all in one go before I drove it, because it drove like shit the entire time until we got here, and now it's just the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
So should have just skipped all of the heartache
and gone straight to.
Just got straight to here, but obviously money wise you can't make that big of a step. Like no one can make that step.
No, exactly. And that's the thing, like you might look at this as a fairly simple build in terms of there's not a lot in it or a lot to talk about, but putting an engine from a car that it wasn't meant to be in it into it, first of all, is quite a big step.
Yeah.
Putting a supercharger on that again is quite a big step. Making it run a decent 360 horsepower.
Yeah, making it run reliably.
Yeah.
Is the key, I think.
Yeah.
And there was one Smith up where I had to solder the wires to the coolant temp sensor. Didn't work in the end, but the loom just turned to dust.
Yeah.
From being 30 years old.
Yeah.
Toyota wiring is not good.
The same with my build and with Tommy's R34 as well. We just went for new wiring looms because those looms are at best 20 years old, maybe 30 years old, and you don't know who's cut into them. You don't know, trying to find a break in a small wire when you've got 1,000 wires going into the engine bay.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But I had a motorsport electrician make me a loom. It did take a while. It was quite expensive, but I would spend that money every day because it's probably transformed the car. And I've had absolutely not a single issue, not one misfire since. And yeah, that's what I would recommend to anyone is spend all your money on the electrics. Fuck the rest of it, as long as it works.
Yeah. And how was it to drift?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it after I think that's my 5th time driving it since it was tuned.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a handful. Yeah. I don't think it's like undrivable. I'm not used to it.
No. I think it will take a good 5 or 6 drift days of full going on different tracks and things like that to get used to the setup.
Yeah, I tested it at Smeathart in the wet, and obviously you can't really go very fast in the wet, but it's completely different when you start getting into the higher gears. It's just fucks off. It's got some long legs, to put it politely. It's just got some long legs.
It's running water meth too, isn't it?
Yes. So it's quite simple. It's 6.5, 7 psi, and then it just injects when it sees intake air temp too high, throttle position and load are the 3 variables, and it's off the shelf 50/50 water meth. It's a massive, I think it's like an 1100 cc injector. Yeah. Just comes on and off. It does go through it quite a lot.
Yeah, as we saw on the weekend. What was it? You had basically 10 minutes on track each time, didn't you?
Yeah,
and that did the whole bottle.
5 litres in 10 minutes.
Yeah. For those who are more turbocharged orientated, or even superchargers, for some of them, you'd usually have an intercooler or a charge cooler or something to cool down the air. Whereas this, the meth, so where's the injector go?
So the problem is, because it's throttle body first with everything. With everything you just mentioned is throttle body last.
Yeah.
Intake manifold. This is throttle body first. So then charger. So it creates a heat here. So you have to cool it past here, and that's why the injector is down there.
Right. Okay.
Into the charger itself. So it cools down the charger, and that helps seal the blades to each other. Less boost loss, more efficient. Cools the whole process down. So the charger is always the coldest thing on the engine.
Styling wise, so we've got like a
M3
body kit.
M3 front wings, second pair, M Sport front, and then fibre factory rear, and then it's styled to have no rear bumper.
Yeah.
It's styled on purpose because
So we've got these bash bars here.
I'm sick of them falling off, so I decided to carve and have none.
Definitely.
And this is how it is.
Can't lose it if it's not there.
Exactly. And just, you know, what's the most thing that falls off after the front bumper is probably the rear.
Yeah.
You just don't have one.
Loads of room for shopping.
Yep. Infinite boot space. It's nice and simple. Move the battery over the diff.
Exhaust straight out of the bottom. They'd have seen that by now because it'd have been on the video with flames.
Yes. It does flame quite a lot.
Nice.
When it was tuned, he put in something called, I think he called it Days of Thunder Spice. He said it didn't have enough cold trickle in it.
Nice.
And when you drive it, you can quite understand what he was going for.
I'm sure it'll get a bit of rubbins racing, that's for sure.
I want you to go back out on that track and hit the pace car. Hit the pace car? Hit the pace car! What for? Because you hit every other goddamn thing out there. I want you to be perfect.